Hey guys, EDC back here. Today I want to do an unboxing of something that I showed in the shorts that I got, and it is a Smith & Wesson product. It is a performance center model, and it is the Bodyguard 2.0 carry comp. It does have the port at the end, and it is in 380. So let's see what we got here. I do like Smith & Wesson stuff. I have a couple different firearms you guys have seen on the channel before. They kind of go with the no thrills box. Why pay extra for something that you're probably just going to leave out in your closet? So this is the firearm. It is unloaded. Nothing, no magazine. One thing I really like about this one is it's really, really light. Some days, you kind of don't feel like carrying anything. I do carry a Shield Plus sometimes, and Glock 19 when I go out at night, because it does have the flashlight. But something simple like this, something super lightweight, something that you don't mind putting on. I did get a Harry's holster for this one, so when I put it on, it like disappears. You don't have to worry about it. And I'd rather have something small like this than nothing at all. As you can see, it does have the nice cuts here in the slide, and I do like the serrations better on this one than the original 2.0. I also like the yellow sights compared to the orange. It does have the blacked out rear, and the trigger on these things are actually not that bad. I do like that it is a little bit longer than the original 2.0. So when you put your thumb here and you hold it, it is a little bit farther, your thumb's farther away from the end of the barrel. If it was just a 2.0, where your thumb's sitting here, the end of the barrel is like right here. So I like this one, and that's one reason why I really got this one, was that it's had a little bit longer slide and it wasn't as close. With these ports, you do kind of feel a little bit on your fingers, but nothing's burnt me or anything yet. So I really like this one. It does come with a 12-round magazine, and I do have the critical duty defense. Now, I have carried this a couple times, but it's not my primary carry. I definitely want to get some more rounds into this thing before I carry it around. And also, let's see what we got here. Oh, I know it's in here somewhere. Yep. It also comes with a 10-round magazine. So this one is a little more flush. But, good thing is, you can almost get all your fingers on this thing. And that's one thing I really, really liked. And I like the Smith & Wesson products. They shoot well for me. I do like Glocks. Everyone probably started off shooting a Glock. But for some reason, the Smith & Wesson products, I just shoot better. So, I like to shoot and carry things that, I'm confident with, and, I shoot well. And sometimes they end up being pretty fancy, like this one. I mean, these slide serrations on this thing they're so cool, I mean, obviously, the gun that you carry doesn't have to look cool, but it's a plus that it does look cool. You can carry this in a pocket holster. I was looking at those, but right now with the Harry's holster, and with the Harry's holster with those clips on there, that thing is amazing. I do like all of the cuts up top here. I don't believe that the original 2.0 has these, but it looks cool. And it functions well. I did shoot about 60 or 70 rounds through this thing, and not one hiccup. I did shoot about 10 or 11 rounds of the critical duty carry ammo in as well, but those things are expensive. And the 380 bullets are more expensive than the 9mm. So I have to shoot this thing when I get a couple extra bucks, and I love taking it out to the range. So far so good. It feels good in the hand. When I fire, when I shoot handguns, I really give it a squeeze. So, you know, it has a pretty good material. It's pretty strong, and you know, I really like this one. I believe that the original 2.0 magazines do work in those, but you know, one thing I like about the Smith & Wesson is, you know, these magazines, all of them are metal. It's got the orange follower, you know, the little logo here that hasn't changed since what, like 1852. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and do a little unboxing of this beauty. And you know, if you have any questions or comments, you know, if you have shot this one, you know, did you have good experience? I did get the one without the manual safety. I know a lot of the newer ones when they first came out had the manual safety, but you know, I kind of waited a little while. You know, these things are a little pricey. I believe this one was around $550, I believe. You know, things that are comparable to this, you know, with the size, you know, just like a Glock 42, something like that, they're around 400, 450. The Ruger LCP Max, you know, they are really good as well. But this one just fits my hand so good. So I'm glad that I did wait on this one, you know, and did not get the regular Bodyguard 2.0. But, you know, that one I shot as well, and I just like this one just a little bit more. You know, was it worth the extra $100 compared to the original? I think so. Like I said, you know, the biggest thing was, you know, when I'm holding it, you know, this distance between my thumb and the end of the barrel, you know, I like a little bit of length past that. But, you know, the original one comes up a little less, and yeah, I really like this one. I think I probably will just carry it with the 10-round mag. The 12-round is nice. It has the sleeve, but you know, it definitely gives you just slightly longer length. I'm not going to put it all the way in, but you know, it does give you a little bit more length there. So appreciate you guys checking it out, and I do have some new other things that came around the Christmas time, and I will do some reviews and kind of show you my new range case that I got. I did get the Horseshoe 920R. It's the rolling case, and so far I was able to put you know, an AR-15 in there, a couple handguns, ammo, pretty much everything you need. It is a little heavy when you do that, but you know, with the rolling wheels, you know, you don't have to worry about it. So appreciate you guys checking it out, and hopefully here soon I'll get some range footage of this thing. Yeah, I mean, you know, the finish on these things is just so good. You know, I can't really complain anything about it. You know, it is a little bit stiff. You know, so if you have not real strong grip strength, you know, it is a little bit hard, but you know, these things break in, and you know, the trigger on these things are pretty good. You know, not too bad. You know, the reset on these things, there's a little bit, so it's kind of like a false reset, and then you go all the way out. But you know, I'm used to these. You know, I like all of the take up, and then it breaks. You know, that's one thing I like about these things is, you know, once you go to fire, you know, this is your wall and fires. So appreciate you guys checking it out, and you know, leave some comments below and let me know, have you shot this? Do you like it? You know, do you have just the original Bodyguard 2.0? You know, how's it working? One thing that I did hear about is, you know, the sights coming from the factory and these shooting a little bit left. I did have a couple shots like that, but you know, it might have been me, so maybe I got lucky and this one came to the factory okay. Well, appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.